What is going on, everyone? Happy Saturday, happy Friday, depending on the time that you're watching this, especially if you're watching this pre-recorded. Welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be talking about Pepe 2.0, possibly fake reversal, and we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about the overall market. We didn't really talk about it too much on today's live stream, so I definitely do want to go ahead and touch up and talk about that. Let me go ahead and comment down below and let me know if we are officially live. Let me go ahead and post my links as well, and let me know if the music is a little too loud, by the way. Comment down below, and welcome everybody that is now tuning in onto the live stream. As always, go ahead and do me a huge favor by smashing that like button for me. How's it going, Happy? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being the first one here. Really do appreciate you. Hope you're having a great day. So let's go ahead and post my link right here. Give me 1 second. I definitely do need to get me a bot set up where I could just have this, being done automatically without me having to manually post my link every freaking live stream. I'm definitely going to look into that. Welcome everybody. Go ahead and smash that like button for me. I do want to go ahead and say also, really do appreciate every one of you showing support and love. We're really close to getting monetized right now at the moment. We're literally probably 100 views away from getting monetized. So I do want to go ahead and say thank you all. I really do appreciate it. Smash that like button and subscribe if you're tuning into the channel. So we are currently, our goal is to go ahead and get monetized by the end of this month, and we're currently at 3,918 watch hours, and in order for us to go ahead and get monetized, we need to go ahead and hit 4,000. So I would really go ahead and appreciate it if you do go ahead and smash that like button, share this live stream or any of the videos that I do have on my channel if it could go ahead and help anybody. But most importantly, I do want to go ahead and say thank you for all of you for always showing love and support. I wouldn't be able to do any of this without you, so I really do appreciate it, and I'm really excited for getting the channel monetized. And the big things are coming. I'm really excited for that, and I'm glad to go ahead and share this journey together. As I always mention, my success is your success, and vice versa. I'm really excited to go ahead and do what we're doing here, being able to live stream. There's a lot of things that are coming into the new year, and I'm really excited to go ahead and grow together as a team, as traders, as investors, and most importantly as yeah, I guess that's it. But welcome everybody. I'm a little bit slow right now because I literally just woke up from a nap. I had to go ahead and take a nap, so I got my W right here up and ready, so let that energy kick in for a minute. But let's go ahead and look into Pepe 2.0. It does look like some sort of fake out happened. You really don't see it too much on the decentralized exchange side of things, like on Uniswap, but you do really see the manipulation that was going on Pepe 2. If you actually go ahead and head over to Pepe 2 on MEXC, I'm not sure if any other platforms is the same thing, but look at this freaking liquidity grab. You can't make any of this up. Look how low this wick went down to. It went all the way as low as 3,900, and this literally is a wick for a liquidity grab. This is a liquidity grab, straight liquidity grab. Sorry. As soon as we were done live streaming, it literally dumped probably 20 to 30%, and I was like, damn, this is freaking crazy. And a lot of people got stopped out, a lot of people got liquidated, and I did mention, be on the lookout for that. This is the reason why you have to be very careful when it does come into doing anything with leverage, especially when it comes to these meme tokens like Pepe 2.0, where now they're being a little bit more manipulated than ever. It wasn't as manipulated around these areas right here because whales weren't really too interested about it. People weren't really looking to go ahead and play too much with the price action. But now that they're seeing what Pepe 2.0 is capable of doing, they're wrecking us a lot more than usual. You know what I mean? This is where the manipulation and the volatility really started, was around right here. When Pepe 2.0 made this massive pump to the upside is where the manipulation started. That's what I've been saying for a while. And this is the reason why I've been also saying, you never want to go all into a position right away, especially if you're using leverage. You want to go ahead and slowly dollar cost dollar cost average your way in. So just in case if you were to put in, like, let's say $100 or $200 and you wanted to go ahead and get into like a $4,000 or $10,000 position, at least you only got liquidated on a $200 position right here with this liquidity grab if you did hit your liquidation. So that's kind of the reason why I always say, you know, dollar cost average. We don't know how low these markets could go. For me personally, a lot of people are like, dude, you're freaking crazy for not using stop losses when it comes to meme tokens. But the reality is that with meme tokens, one thing that I've noticed, especially with these tokens with the lower cap, and the higher volatility, stop losses are like a recipe for disaster. Like, who would have ever thought that stop losses get you actually more wrecked than anything, right? A lot of people are like, dude, you're freaking wild. How do you not use any stop losses? How do you do this? Because I understand the manipulation and volatility that goes into using stop losses for a lot of these meme tokens. And a clear example is this wick that we're looking at right here. This was literally stop losses. This was literally people putting stop losses that triggered the price action to go down, and even some liquidations. And guess what happened? For all those whales that purposely liquidated it, because they did that shit on purpose. This wasn't like accidental. It wasn't like, oh wow, I can't believe they did that. Expected some sort of movement to the upside now, because they did hit the price target that I mentioned, you know, 3961. I did mention this literally these last couple days. I mentioned, be on the lookout, chat. There's a high probability that some whales are going to manipulate the price action down to 3800 or around that zone. It's really bearish, but more than likely, if they are looking to go ahead and liquidate and wreck people, they're going to go ahead and buy that dip up really quickly. And that's exactly what happened. So imagine it, you know, seeing a dump from all the way from 3984 and then having a little swing trade up to the upside of a 27% pump. So they literally already made money off of this liquidation grab. So not only did they stop you and I out and got us wrecked and made us lose money, but they also got in at a lower discounted price, right? So this is the reason why I always mention, be very careful right now with this market. There's going to be a lot of liquidation grabs, a lot of your positions being stopped out, especially with these meme tokens. So be very careful moving forward. Looking at the 4 hourly, in my opinion, if anything, I feel even more bullish now than ever. I'm really crossing my fingers and hoping that this thing doesn't pump until next week when I actually get paid, because I definitely do want to go ahead and add onto a position. For all those that don't know, I actually got liquidated, or I got wrecked, because I pretty much got my whole entire position liquidated on Grok. I lost a little bit over $20,000, and yeah, I went back into the market, was trading it, and then got wrecked again. So I literally like got wrecked 100%. So I was being kind of, you know, I was revenge trading. If I would have just stopped, if I would have just taken the 20,000, at the time it would have been $18,000. I could have been taking an $18,000 loss. I walked away with still another $3,000, and I could have still ran up my portfolio. But because I literally entered a position into Pepe 2, I ended up sleeping for literally 10 minutes. Like, you can't make any of this shit up. Like, I was up early in the morning trading when I got closed out, wrecked on my Grok position because it got exploited. Like, you can't make any of this shit up. I really wish I was able to. And literally, as soon as I entered a new position into Pepe 2, I think I was left in my portfolio with about $2,000. Or yeah, around $2,000, and then I entered a trade on Pepe 2 with 10x leverage with $2,000. Literally fell asleep for like 10 minutes and got wrecked. And this is the reason why I always say, you know, as soon as you're in profits, take profits. You know, go ahead and close out your position at least 50% or whatever the case is. That way, so you won't have to go ahead and get triggered on your stop loss or even get liquidated. And that's actually how I ended up losing my money back again, because I kind of panicked with what the loss happened with Grok. If I would have had a stop loss on Grok, I would have probably, you know, still had some capital to play with right now and not miss out on the market. But because I didn't have that stop loss and I went to sleep, I ended up getting wrecked. So for me personally, moving forward, I don't feel too comfortable and too confident on leaving a lot of positions open, especially the ones that have a lot of volatility and are really easily manipulated with a lower market cap. So I would suggest any of you that if you are looking to go ahead and enter trades, take profits. Obviously none of this is financial advice, but if you are leverage trading, like literally a 10% dump, 20% dump could literally get your whole entire position liquidated. So definitely go ahead and do that. And as always, go ahead and support the channel by using my MEXC link down below, $20,000 in sign sign-up bonuses, no KYC, and literally takes less than 3 seconds to create an account. So let's go ahead and look at Pepe 2.0 and see what kind of action we're seeing right now at the moment. We are actually seeing right now on the 1 hourly that we are entering an area of resistance, which is around the 5208. I did mention this on today's earlier stream, or depending on the time you're watching this, but I did mention on Friday that there is a possibility of us still hitting this 5208, then getting rejected down to the 4567. So in my opinion, I think Pepe 2.0 is right now looking short-term bearish, but we are in a make or break situation. And you're like, John, what does that mean? Well, we're at a very critical area right here. We're at a critical area, but we've seen this multiple times, right? We've seen this happen multiple times, so I wouldn't freak out too much. Bitcoin looks like it's possibly going to be hitting $40,000 probably in the next week and a half. Ethereum is making new highs. So the whole market structure is looking bullish overall, in my opinion. So I think there's more bullishness than bearishness, but it doesn't mean that we can't have these temporary liquidity grabs where, you know, the whales do push the price action of Pepe 2.0 down to the 3s and even the 2s to go ahead and get a quick little liquidity grab to go ahead and get you and I wrecked. But with that being said, as I mentioned, that, you know, as soon as we lose a 3774, which we actually see on the liquidity grab, we actually went as low as, from what it says right here, as low as 3900, so almost close to where we said. I believe that if we do lose 3774 and we don't quickly go ahead and see some sort of you know, buying pressure come in quickly to push this price action up, and we continue to go down and break down to the 596, I think, to me, in my opinion, this is going to be bearish, and this might be the end for Pepe 2.0. Obviously, you know, I hope this is not the case, because Pepe 2.0 has literally been printing us freaking free money like the Federal Reserve, and now we know what it's like literally having our own money printing machine, right? So Pepe 2.0 has been like such a money printer, and this is the reason why I'm excited and looking forward to entering my position back again on a new account, you know, fresh new account with no trades. I'm looking to go ahead and probably start with around either $1,000 to $1,200 and try to grow my account there, because if I could go ahead and enter another position on Pepe 2.0 around these zones right here while it's consolidating, I think we can still go ahead and take advantage of a 200 to 300% pump, which is about a 2 to 3x. So if I'm starting with $200 to $300, there's a high probability of me, you know, growing my account depending on the kind of leverage that I'm using to like literally double or quadruple my account and get back onto the $20,000 mark, right? As I mentioned, this is a very high risk, high reward kind of play, but right now, looking at the market, it's giving me more indicators of some bullishness in the market, and I'm actually liking the fact that I actually don't have money right now to throw in, because I would have definitely gotten wrecked on this liquidity grab right now. I did also mention that typically when we see Pepe 2.0 have massive pumps like this to the upside, we see some sort of consolidation, and last time I measured it, it was almost 13 days that it had before it had a massive breakout. So right here, depending on the time that you're actually measuring it from, but it says right here that there was a 10-day period that this took in order to consolidate before having a massive breakout to the upside. So I'm expecting another, you know, similar price action where we have some consolidation period going on for a few days. Currently right now, as I mentioned, this right here, let's see, even if we start from the day it was red to the breakout, it measures 13 days. So if we actually go ahead and do that from the breakout right here, we're literally right now at about 5 days. So we still have about another 6 more days to consolidate with, if it's following the same kind of pattern, right? It doesn't mean it's going to happen, but even right here, after we had this massive pump to the upside, we saw that it consolidated for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then on the 7th day it had the breakout to the upside, took a little breather, then retraced again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then had another breakout to the upside. And then right here it took about, you know, 13 days, or depending on where you're watching this. But if you go ahead and measure it from the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then on the 10th day it had that massive breakout to the upside. So I think we could be expecting something very similar. Doesn't mean it's going to be the case. If we measure it from this bottom right here, we're barely on 1, 2, 3, 4, entering the 5th day. So I still think, in my opinion, that we still have a few more days before another breakout to the upside. But in order for that to go ahead and happen, we do need Pepe 2.0 to continue to consolidate around these areas and not have too much of this kind of price action where it's dropping down with these liquidity grabs, because it's definitely going to go ahead and scare a lot of investors, and definitely a lot of holders. We actually had, I think we actually grew a decent amount of holders earlier today, and it looks like we slightly already dropped in holders. So, you know, we are losing holders, and it could have been because of that freaking liquidity grab that we had that scared a lot of people off, and now they're chasing on to the next freaking project that's having a breakout, because right now Grok is at a 56% pump. We're seeing Ding, which was one of what Ryan suggested, so shout out to Ryan if any of you enter this trade, 46% up, and right now Pepe at 4.1. And as I mentioned, these kind of projects are worth throwing in like $20-$30 because they are at a very low market cap and very low holder count. There's a higher possibility of you achieving bigger gains with a lower risk. You know, you could be risking probably like $100 and be making a couple grand if it pumps to 10 million market cap and above. So this is something you definitely want to go ahead and look into when it comes to taking risks. These are the kind of projects that are worth taking a risk on, but I wouldn't suggest no more than $100. As I mentioned, when I was analyzing a lot of these Pepe whales, I realized that a lot of these people, their strategy was that they would add $25 or $20 to like hundreds of freaking meme tokens and just, hope and cross their fingers. It's a numbers game that which one's going to be the next winner, right? And a lot of them turn millions into literally $25. I've seen that with multiple whales on Pepe that they've done that. Pepe millionaires literally turning $25 into 2-3 million, and it wasn't just because they knew something. I mean, there's a probability that they did, but I mean, if you knew something, there was some insider information, why wouldn't you go ahead and buy in with the bigger bag, right? So I've been witnessing that that's usually what a lot of these bigger whales do. They usually don't risk too much, no more than $300. If anything, that's a lot when it comes to a lot of these shit coins, because in reality we don't know which one's going to be the winner, and it's more of a casino gambling kind of thing, hoping that the one that you got out of all those 10 tokens, one of those hit the lottery, right? And that's kind of the approach when it comes to a lot of these meme tokens. Either it has a really good narrative or it has a really good community behind it that's going to push this to the upside. For example, like Grok. Grok has a very strong community. There's a lot of more bullishness, in my opinion, with Grok than anything. And you're even seeing a lot of buying orders right now. You're seeing the 7,000, 1,000. You're seeing a lot of price action coming in. Holders are increasing. Volume has been insane. Just even the decentralized exchange itself, we did see its all-time high hit around over 120,000. 120 million market cap, and right now you're seeing this sort of pump where it's pumping. We're having this breakout. People are very, very bullish. I did mention that with Grok, we needed to go ahead and break above this area right here of resistance to go ahead and confirm some sort of uptrend. So if you're looking to go ahead and enter a trade for Grok, I would just go ahead and wait for some sort of retracement, if it even happens, before entering it to the upside. So definitely be on the lookout for that. We're going to go ahead and see where things go with Grok. But yeah, Grok is going through the moon, and this is actually one of the reasons why I went kind of all in onto Grok. But for my luck, some exploitation bullshit happened, and which caused the token to dump 80%. So it's freaking ridiculous. You can't make any of this up, and this is the reason why when you're trading a lot of these meme tokens or anything DeFi related, your exposure is very, very high, but also the reward is really high, right? So you have to be willing to go ahead and take the risk. I know a lot of you that already watch this video, that are watching this video or watch my content in general already know the risk that it comes when it comes to making money on a lot of these meme tokens. It's a very high risk, high reward. You're technically almost gambling, literally. I think crypto itself, it's pretty much a gamble already to begin with, and it's all about just trying to beat the odds of the probability of something actually happening, and you just can't predict when exploits are going to happen, and it's going to cause a token to dump 50% and above, and that's kind of the risk that we're willing to go ahead and take, right? Obviously there's different strategies. That's why a lot of these traders don't like to trade a lot of these shit coins. They usually like to stick to their Bitcoin and Ethereum, because Bitcoin's been around for a while, and the chances of Bitcoin getting exploited are kind of lower compared to the shit coins that we trade, right? And this is the reason why we have to be very, very careful when we're minimizing our risk risk, especially right now with the market. I think we're in a zone where you want to be taking profits. I know I kind of repeat myself on that, but I do want to go ahead and have that as a reminder to a lot of you that when you are in profits, whether it's 20, 30, 50, $1,000, a couple $100, take profits into your positions. We really don't know where the tops or the bottoms are for this market, and we could go ahead and say safely and assume that there will be some sort of retracements when it comes to a lot of these tokens. So if you did get wrecked on Pepe 2.0, just be on the lookout. Just slowly see where it's going if you're looking to go ahead and re-enter a position. But the RSI on the 30-minute chart did enter oversold territory, and this is the reason why we have this quick little bounce. So we're going to go ahead and see moving forward how Pepe 2.0 does. As I mentioned, I don't expect any kind of breakout anytime soon. I do expect some sort of consolidation period. I'm sure a lot of these Pepe 2.0 whales or traders or investors are going into the next shiny object right now, which is Grok. I feel like Grok is taking all the attention once again, and we could go ahead and see some slow consolidation on Pepe 2.0 before we have another breakout to the upside, because even Pepe right now it's slightly pumping, but only at a 4.1%. So we're gonna go ahead and see where things go moving forward. As I mentioned, I think there's still enough room for us to go ahead and enter a trade on this, so I wouldn't FOMO in too much, but realistically it could be pumping anytime, but I don't think so. I think we might be in this period where we're consolidating for a while before we see that breakout to the upside. So smash that like button for me if you're currently watching this and you're enjoying. Currently 7 likes right now. Go ahead and smash 8, 9, 2 more likes to go ahead and make it 9 total likes with 9 viewers, right? So I really do appreciate all of you. So that's pretty much it with Pepe 2.0. Comment down below if there's any other tokens that you want me to go ahead and talk about specifically. We're gonna go ahead and do a little bit of TA on Grok right now. See if we could go ahead and find any other tokens that I might be interested in on CoinMarketCap. I know I've kind of mentioned about some alpha with the metaverse. I do think that the metaverse is going to be something that's going to be playing out during this sort of altcoin season. When we start having these alts pump, I do think we should be, having some risk onto a lot of these metaverse projects, especially when it comes to like land or like characters. I do think those could be another next big thing, like we had the last bull run with the whole entire NFT lands being worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, and right now lands being around $500 to $600, which is actually quite affordable even on Decentraland and Sandbox. So I definitely want to go ahead and talk to you about that. So if that is something you're definitely interested in, so stay till the end of the stream. I will go ahead and do some TA right now on Grok, and then we're going to go move on to the DXY, Bitcoin, and then we're going to go ahead and start doing some alpha for some metaverse projects. See what we could go ahead and find and have on our watch list. So as soon as we go ahead and get capital, we can go ahead and start deploying that. But looking at Grok right now, we are having a massive breakout to the upside. I mean, 12.35. I do believe that for me personally, Grok could be approaching these zones right here back at the 0.27 and above, and we could be seeing some sort of even $1 being reached. So definitely be on the lookout for that on Grok. Let's go ahead and see Grok on MEXC. Grok is definitely like freaking pumping. That is going to capture a lot of people's freaking attention. It's going to get a lot of people on Grok right now. And this is where we're going to start seeing a decrease on a lot of these. We're going to start seeing a decrease on a lot of these tokens right now, because all the attention is going to be heading over towards Grok, and that's just the reality of things, unfortunately. So definitely be on the lookout for that as well. So let's go ahead and look at Grok right now. So we did break through that area of resistance that we're at. So right now, everything's looking very bullish on Grok, in my opinion. We do see some sort of W pattern being broken out. Very bullish confirmation, and we could possibly be followed with some sort of cup and handle pattern. So definitely be on the lookout for that. So try not to chase this pump if you don't have to. If you want to, just be very, very careful right now. Because you could also be seeing a massive dump following with that pump that we're currently having right now. But I do think that Grok might be approaching probably 0.14 by later on today. But typically what I've noticed with a lot of these patterns is once we have this W pattern breakout, we typically follow on the daily with some sort of retracement down to an area of support, which is going to be around 883. And I think this might be the buying opportunity to go ahead and jump to the upside, to go ahead and see this hit new all-time all-time high. So just be very, very careful. It doesn't mean that this thing can't just go ahead and skyrocket and actually not even find its area of support. But I think there's a high probability that we do need, in order for this to be healthy, we need it to drop. Whether it's down to the 0.10 or even down to the 790. So we could still go ahead and see another pump leading all the way up to 14. From 14 dropping back down to around 9 or 10, letting a little bit more wells and more new investors come in, and then, you know, continue this thing to the upside, breaking new all-time highs, and then, you know, touching its past area of resistance, which is around the 0.024 zone, which, you know, this is where a lot of the FUD happens. So just be very, very careful. There's a lot of FUD with Grok. It just seems like, you know, this is kind of the space of crypto, man. It's like when projects are doing really good, they start bashing on projects and start, like, you know, pretty much putting down the communities. I don't know why they do that. It's just a lot of hate like that in the space, and it just kind of tells you the manipulation that's all around. But what caused Grok to dump all the way from, you know, over 140 million plus market cap down to like freaking 50 million market cap and below was because someone on Twitter, you know, supposedly exposed Grok for being a scam project. You know, a lot of these developers go through a lot of projects. They, you know, a lot of these developers are the same developers when it comes to a lot of these projects that we're actually trading, believe it or not. And this is the reason why I say this, you know, crypto is not decentralized, especially a lot of these meme tokens. It's literally the same developer that either created 20 different tokens before they actually had a very successful token that took off, or sometimes they really do have the intentions to rug pull and scam a lot of people, right? But we really don't know what the truth is. But for that reason, just be very, very careful, not just with Grok in general, because I don't want to FUD it, but just with any project in general. You know, you typically in this space, especially if you're brand new to crypto, welcome, but welcome to the most emotional roller coaster of your life that you will ever enter, because there's so much manipulation that comes in, especially with these meme tokens. Just be very careful, because, you know, there's haters out there that are going to quickly try to FUD your bag in order to go ahead and get you liquidated, get you wrecked, and then buy in the price action at the cheaper price. And this is exactly where I got liquidated. I got liquidated right here, and you can't make any of this shit up. It literally pumped back up to the price target that I knew it was going to happen, but it just so happened that, you know, I just got in at the wrong time. It is what it is, and that's kind of the risk that you need to go ahead and take on when you're entering the space of crypto or even DeFi, huh? How's it going, Moon Joker? Great to go ahead and see you here today, man. Grok is pumping. For those that got in late, Grok 2.0 is there. Let's go ahead and look into Grok 2.0. I know you've been saying that. Grok 2.0 might be the next play, as he mentioned, for all those that did get late. Which one is it, bro? Is it the one ending in F224? Because this thing's up 145 freaking %. This is insane. Grok, John, Grok 2.0 has a Pepe 2.0 potential. Dude, who even knows? Maybe this is the Pepe 2.0 team. For all we know, this might be the Pepe 2.0 team, because as I mentioned, a lot of these developers have literally the same, they're literally the same developers, just coming out with different narratives to make more money. This is really just how the space is. It's all about that one. Yeah, nice. I'm going to go ahead and see what kind of bags I can liquidate to go ahead and enter, and kind of, you know, FOMO my way into Grok 2.0 right now. And they also have their, yo, Suave, how's it going, bro? Hope you're having a good one today. And Grok 2.0 has their Twitter account suspended. Cool. It's so funny, because, like, usually when these Twitter accounts get suspended, like, people are so bullish when it comes to crypto in general, right? It's like, oh shit, they have their account suspended, and you're like, dude, that's the most fucking bullish thing ever. Like, you can't make that shit up. Moon Joker says, just like Pepe 2.0, you can't make this up. 100%, bro, you can't. And there's could be a possibility that, you know, Pepe, you know, the team from Pepe 2.0 maybe is the same team from Grok 2.0. Who knows, right? Who really knows? And that's that's kind of the cool thing and also the scary thing. But we're seeing the same kind of breakout pattern with Grok 2.0, and I think you've stumbled into something, Moon Joker. Like, obviously, chat, this is not financial advice. I'm not endorsed with any of these projects. Just be very, very careful. There's a very high probability that a lot of you will go ahead and lose money, and it's like probably like an 80% chance that even probably higher, maybe a 90% chance, and a 10 to 20% chance that anything that you do in this meme token space, you could go ahead and make a winner, but it's all about minimizing it, right? So Grok 2.0 seems like it's literally following the same exact chart pattern as Grok original. And if you actually go ahead and measure this from right here, if you did miss out on Grok, as I mentioned, I have not entered a position yet. I'm going to go ahead and look at my MetaMask wallet, because I literally I'm out of freaking money, dude. So I have to wait till next week. But what I'm going to go ahead and look into my wallet and see if there's any dust cryptos that I have that I could probably sell and make me 10, 20, 30 bucks and just collect probably $40 to $60, throw it into Grok 2.0, and hopefully take advantage of this pump. Because if you see it from here, from its all-time high, that's 1,000%, which is a 10x. So you can literally put in a couple $100 with a 10x position, you're going to be making a couple thousand. So this is the kind of narratives you want to catch on to. And Moon Joker's completely right. Narratives is one of the biggest things in the space. If you miss out usually on the original, which is always the original Grok, for example, there's always a possibility of entering the 2.0 or the 3.0 space, and this is actually what we're currently seeing on right now at the moment. So yeah, this is something you definitely do want to go ahead and keep this on your watch list and be aware of, because this is definitely where you start making the money, when you start entering projects such as Grok 2.0. And he's been talking about Grok 2.0 for a while, and I didn't like the chart, but now that we're seeing Grok actually pumping, a lot of the people that missed out on Grok, they're going to be putting their money into Grok 2.0. So I think I'm going to be making some content on Grok 2.0, because I do believe that this is going to be some alpha for a lot of us, and this is going to be one of the best ways to go ahead and ride the hype with Grok without having to go ahead and risk too much. Because even if you put in $100 right here, what do you have to lose? Tell me, what do you have to lose if you put in $1,000 or even $40? If we do go ahead and get a 10x and you get a $40 and it does a 10x, that's $400 right there. Are you I know most of you probably spend your money on other dumb stuff, and you probably spend this on alcohol or something, you know what I mean? And spending $40 to take that calculated risk to make a potential $400 or even more, because realistically, if Grok's pumping and makes new all-time highs, realistically this thing could do probably even a 30x. And with $40 that you're risking, and for a lot of you that are probably starting your crypto journey and are looking to go ahead and get some capital to start trading with a little bit more money, you can literally turn your $40 into $1,200. Now, if you put in $100 with a 10x's, that's about what, $1,000? It's about $1,000. So you're really not risking too much. And I always mention, when it comes to a lot of these meme tokens, you definitely do not want to risk no more than $300. And even with $300, if you were willing to go ahead and take that calculated risk, even with $500, let's say for example, you're looking at this thing possibly even on the low end pumping up to $5,000. So $500 turning into $5,000, it's in my opinion, it's worth the risk. And if you throw in 30 and it does a 30x, that's about $15,000. So risking $500 to potentially make, probably, just know this is a roulette thing. This is not guaranteed. I'm not telling you that this is going to guaranteed hit a 30x. So I don't want you to go ahead and get money that you can't afford to lose. I don't want you to go ahead and start pulling cash out of places you shouldn't, because you think I said that this is going to for sure do a 30x. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that this has the potential to do a 30x. And when it comes to projects such as Grok 2.0, this is usually when you want to go ahead and start taking those calculated risks, right? Because risking $500, I would risk $500 anytime to potentially make $15,000. You know how much of that risk that is? Very low risk. And let's say you put in $1,000 and it does, a 30x, that's about $30,000 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, $30,000. So to me, in my opinion, if I had that kind of money to throw around and burn $1,000, for me personally, I wouldn't mind burning $1,000 for having a possibility of a 20% chance, maybe, that this thing could go ahead and hit a 30x, which could generate you $30,000. To a lot of you would be life-changing money, and to a lot of you would be, as soon as you get to the $1,000 plus, it's so much freaking easier to make money. The hardest thing that I always tell a lot of people is getting to your first $1,000, right? If you don't have $1,000 to your name, it's very, very difficult getting to $1,000. But after $1,000, it gets so much easier to go ahead and make money. So imagine if you have the $30,000. You know how much easier it's going to be for you to make money and minimize your risk. Now all you have to do is just risk $500 per trade or $1,000 on a lot of these meme tokens and hope you could get another 10 to 30x and double to quadruple your money without having to take too much of a risk, right? But you need to take that initial risk first on in order to make these kind of gains. Now, the thing is, when it comes to a lot of these narratives, the thing that you have to be very, very careful for is that typically when we have a lot of these narratives, like let's say Grok and then Grok 2.0, usually you'll have the 2.0 tokens take a bigger dip. I'm gonna go ahead and see if there's anything for me to sell, because right now we definitely are getting some sort of FOMO kicking in. And to me, I'm gonna go ahead and see if there's any dust money I could throw into this to go ahead and... No, it was Dex View. Let me see if there's any dust money I could throw into, because even $20 could literally give me a couple $100, and with a couple $100, that's going to restart my trading journey until I go ahead and get paid, right? So moving forward, I'm definitely not going to over leverage myself like that ever again, because that was really, really dumb of me to go ahead and do. But you know, it is what it is. You learn from your mistakes. I have about $4 in there. I'm not even sure if that's going to be enough for any gas fees, but let's go ahead and see. I don't know. Maybe we start the... This is not a real amount, by the way, chat. So let's go ahead and see the comments real quick. How's it going, chat? Hope all of you are having a good one. Moon Joker says, but yeah, exactly, Noda, not financial advice. Don't ever forget to take profits. Trump and CZ crypto was an alpha at some point. Too bad I should have got in when I saw it at 100k market cap. Yeah, dude, I did see Trump and CZ pumping, dude. I wish I would have jumped into... I haven't really jumped into the meme token space like that, where you're doing like pure degen plays. I've been doing a little bit more leverage trading. I think that's where the money's at right now. But if we're getting this kind of momentum in the market, I think I might start taking a little bit more risk into these like total shit coins, where I'm willing to go ahead and risk, you know, 50 to 100 bucks to potentially make a couple $1,000s, right? Moon Joker says the 2.0 is a high risk, high reward. Taking out your initial profit and let the moonbags ride, never go wrong. 100%, bro. Glenn says XNA is on MEXC spot now. If you're into holding micro caps, it won't hurt to have a small bag. I was actually looking into XNA, and it's actually quite funny because I wanted to... I was looking for some TA on XNA, and it wasn't on MEXC, so that's actually pretty cool that XNA is now on CoinMarketCap. And to be honest, I don't even freaking know what XNA is. So I'm definitely going to go ahead and look into what XNA is. But what are the coincidences, right? Long time no see, Glenn, by the way. Hey, John, hope you're doing well. I'm doing really good, man. I'm really excited to go ahead and be back in town. So I'm back into my setup. As I mentioned, as I promised, that we were going to be live streaming twice a day, and it looks like chat's getting freaking active right now with over 14 viewers. So definitely go ahead and smash that like button for me. And right now, I already went over some TA on Pepe 2.0. We could go ahead and do it a little bit more again. But right now we're talking about Grok, and you know, just show me any freaking shit coins that I know a lot of you degens are into right now and are probably trading. Moon Joker, you know, gave some alpha on Grok 2.0. He's been saying about Grok 2.0 for a while, but this is, you know, right now we're getting the signs of Grok pumping, and you know, as I mentioned with Grok, there could be a possibility of some sort of retracement, so just be very, very careful. And with Grok 2.0, if Grok dumps, expect like 4 times X of that dump on Grok 2.0, and the same thing, expect, you know, 2-3 times X of the pump that original Grok is doing into Grok 2.0. So I think Grok 2.0 is going to do very, very good. I'm going to see if I could enter a position, see if I could go ahead and exit into maybe some dust money that I have into these wallets. Maybe see if I could go ahead and sell any of this. And if I could go ahead and sell any of this, I'm definitely going to go ahead and throw, you know, some money into the market to see what we could go ahead and do. So right now it says we have $18 on X. So I'm going to go ahead and sell that, dude. I mean, honestly, I don't even expect me to make any money on any of these freaking meme tokens anymore that I have. I've pretty much taken an L on all of them. And the approach that I'm taking this time is taking profits, as Moon Joker said. So hopefully we have enough even freaking money to even make a transaction right now, because I'm only at $3 and $92 $3.92 of USD on ETH right now. Oh, I actually also have some wrap ETH. That's actually pretty good. We'll see what we can go ahead and liquidate. Hopefully we can go ahead and liquidate some of that live and enter a small position on Grok 2.0. I'm saying, dude, if I could even come up with like, see, I don't even have enough ETH. Yeah, ETH prices are freaking crazy right now. See, I thought that was going to be a problem. So what's going to be my other solution? My other solution, I think I have money on my Binance account too. So I have a couple bucks right here. Like I have about $8 here, $10 here, $10 here, $15. I could definitely like recoup. This one's a scam, so this one got rug pull, and I'm sure probably a few of these got rug pull too. So who even knows if I could take money on out of any of these? But I do know that I have probably like 20 bucks on my Binance account. So even if I take out 10 bucks, convert it into ETH, and I could collect some dust out of these tokens that I have right here, I could probably be able to collect a little bit over 30-40 bucks. And even with, you know, $30 or $40, if it does pump, like, you know, with a 2 to 3x, dude, like as I mentioned, if I could recover like $30 or not of dust projects, let's just say give or take, let's say I do recover $40, but let's just say $30 I recover, and you know, Grok 2.0 does even a 10x, that's $300, and you know, turning $30 into $300, that's actually not that bad to go ahead and enter, and from $300 and up, it's going to be so much easier, especially if this thing was to go ahead and do a 30x. You know, with $30, that's about $900, which would be a lot easier for me to risk. And if you do lose everything, you only risk $30. So to me, it's worth a trade. I'm going to go ahead and try to see if I could dust any of these cryptos until I go ahead and get paid next week and start entering. I don't know. We'll try to see what kind of strategy, because I've been kind of like thinking, I'm like, do I want to go ahead and get back into leverage trading, or do I want to go ahead and start just buying the dips on a lot of these altcoins? Because I do believe some sort of altcoin season is going to be starting, but I definitely do need to get more capital in order to go ahead and grow my portfolio. So even if I go ahead and get a couple grand, you know, I'm going to be starting my portfolio this time on, maybe I do leverage, I don't know. More than likely I will, because I'm looking to trade Pepe 2.0. And I could go ahead and start my portfolio with $1,000 instead of $150, because $150, you know, growing my account at $1,000 is like freaking the most difficult thing ever. But after you hit $1,000, it's so much easier to make money. So if I do start this next account on MEXC, leverage trading with $1,000, dude, I could literally flip that $1,000 into, I could probably like double to quadruple my money in like probably like less than a week to 2 weeks max. I would quadruple or double my money on just trading Pepe 2.0 and possibly even trading like the Grok. So if I could go ahead and do that and like turn, you know, as soon as I start and I fund my new account, I know I could definitely go ahead and double that shit like within 3 weeks for sure. I could go ahead and do that for sure. It would be so much easier to go ahead and do with $1,000, because $1,000 you could go ahead and use a little bit more leverage, and you're able to make your money in and out quicker than you're doing it with $100 or $300. $500 is still doable, but it's not as easy. And I'm sure a lot of you understand what I'm trying to say. Like with $1,000, all you need is 5 to 10x leverage, and you could double to triple your account, depending on obviously the asset you get into and what you start trading and all that. But in my opinion, I think $1,000 has always been like my sweet spot. I remember when I started my options account, a few years ago, when I entered the options market again, the stock market, I entered my portfolio. I started with like about $1,000, and I turned that $1,000 into $60,000 in about 6 to 8 months. So I was averaging a little bit over 3 to 4 grand plus a month, and that was all after $1,000. And after I doubled my account from $1,000 to 2 to 3 grand, dude. Oh my gosh, it's so freaking easy to make money when you have $1,000 trading capital, right? As opposed to if you're trying to turn $100 into $1,000 or $20,000, it's possible. All of you saw that. I've traded my account. I've showed you all transparency of like the money that I was making and doing that. $150 all the way up to $20,000. See, the thing is that in order for me to hit that, to even get to the $1,000 and above, I had to take a very, very high risk, and I was using 20x plus leverage at the time, which wasn't as risky because there wasn't that much volatility. Compared to now, there's so much freaking volatility. So for you to get wrecked on 20x, it's like it's destined to happen. And that's kind of the problem when you're growing your account, right? It's like if you have $100, you flip it with 20x, you let's say you double your account, or you're at $500. Now you're gonna have to take that risk on again from $500 to 20x leverage, and more than likely probably lose half of your capital. And after you lose your capital, you're like going like 2 steps forward and then going like 20 steps back, and then that's when you get liquidated and wrecked. Mood Joker says, damn, before the halving, my goals is to have as much capital as I can trading crypto. 100%, bro. I'm the same thing. Africa 13, Grok 2.0. How's it going, bro? Moon Joker 2.0 might fully do it. Pepe 2.0, but we'll do too well. That's for sure. 100%, man. I agree with you. Moon Joker says, John, one of my friends just sold $13 million Grok that he had accidentally bought in earlier for about 160K now. Damn, bro, that's freaking insane. Luckiest person ever. Now I'm gonna ask him to give me some. Glenn says, I think it's shitcoin time to shine soon, bro. Yeah, dude, I'm getting the feeling of shitcoins. Like, I haven't been touching shitcoins because I got super fucking wrecked these last couple months, and I wasn't touching. That's why all these dust, like my whole entire portfolio that you saw of dust was literally me buying like the dip on a lot of these shit coins that never recovered. I was literally, but I didn't put in too much on a lot of these tokens. I put in probably $100 to $300, but overall that DeFi portfolio I had, it was a little bit over $4,000, and you're talking about $4,000 literally gone to the fucking trash. I was literally better off going playing stake and having a possibility of making money than investing into those shit coins that I invested into, because that was like when X was popping, X 2.0 was popping, and a lot of these tokens might not ever recover. And this is kind of the thing that a lot of you, a lot of new people need to understand, is that a lot of these tokens, there's metas to this. So there's different sections. Like you're gonna have your Pepes, you're gonna have your dog coins, you're gonna have your Groks, and there's gonna be a narrative for this. It doesn't mean it's always gonna be going on forever. We just, honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, I think Pepe, we're actually even lucky to even see the Pepe 2.0 pump, and even Pepe still being relevant. But original Pepe hitting crazy new all-time highs are very, very low right now because more people are interested into Grok 2.0. And it's the same thing with Pepe 2.0 right now. A lot of these tokens, the interest is going to be gone and go into the 2.0 sector of Grok. So right now the meta is Grok related tokens. And this is what you need to understand on how to jump onto trends early. That's how you make most of your money. After the Grok 2.0 or the Grok meta lasts, which could be anywhere between a week, 2 weeks, a few days, a month, 2 months, who knows? No one really knows. Then it switches over to something else. Maybe next time and it's gonna be a fucking butterfly meme token. You know what I mean? It's like it changes all the time. That's why I always tell people, take freaking take your profits, because not because we had a similar pump last year, it doesn't mean it's gonna be the same thing. But I've been telling all of you how we were in the meta with the whole entire AI stuff. I told you, Telegram bots are going to be a thing, and right now you're seeing Grok, which if none of you know, I'm sure a lot of you do. Apparently, it's a new AI that Elon, is creating and is competing with ChatGPT. So this is the reason why we're having this meta right now. So you can say AI is the meta. And I've been saying this for a while. Telegram bots are going to be a thing, and I think Telegram bots are still going to be a thing, especially when DeFi starts picking up like right now, and that's where the money starts to be made, right? But you need to hop onto these trends early. For example, right now I've been saying, AI and gaming are going to be the next big thing. I think gaming is going to come back in place, and there might do some bullshit with, gaming AI, where, you could do this and that, and that's going to bring in hype into the space. And the whole goal is, it's either catching on to the trend early before all these huge influencers and everybody and their mom starts talking about it, or entering it from the beginning when no one really understands it. I mean, Grok dumped like crazy last week. Everybody got wrecked. I got fucking wrecked. Everybody stopped talking about it, and then next thing you know, it started pumping out of nowhere. And that's what you need to be on the lookout for. Let's go ahead and see. Moon Joker says, it is shitcoin, bro. There are some people who got to such extreme levels buying meme coins and make 100K to $1,000,000 if it's not for to a million, but it's not for everybody. I agree with you, bro. I have a buddy. Well, I have a buddy right now that, you know, threw in about $1,000, I think, or like $500 into Grok the first week it launched, and he told me about it, and I didn't enter it. I kind of, you know, FOMO'd into the bag. I didn't buy into Grok, but he told me like within the first week that Grok launched, he got in and I didn't get in, and his position, I think it was like about $500 or $1,000, probably right now is back to its all-time high. It's his $1,000 position is at like $80,000. So I definitely agree with you. You can literally change your life in just one trade, but you have to be willing to take the risk. And for me personally, I didn't take the risk because at the time all my money was tied up into Pepe 2.0. And in order for me to go ahead and move my money from the exchange into a DeFi wallet, I was like, fuck that, I'm too lazy to do that. But if I would have done that, you know, even if I was risking, let's say $1,000 or even $100, I would have made over, you know, my goal. I told a lot of you, my goal by the end of this year, before the year ends, is for me to make at least $80,000. And I was almost like 20-30% on my goal when I was at $20,000, but I got overly greedy. I just happened to be at the right time where, you know, Grok got fucking exploited. You can't make any of this shit up, and I lost it. But you have to be willing to take the risk. And if I would have taken the risk early on when my buddy told me to jump into Grok, I would have probably been already at over $100,000 plus. But I didn't take the risk, and I was like, maybe it's just one of those. And that's the thing. I could tell you how many times he's freaking gotten wrecked on a lot of these projects. He's probably gotten wrecked on like over 30 projects in order for him to really make this amount on this one project where he's banking out $80,000 on a $1,000 position. But I could tell you how much freaking money and projects we got into that we got freaking wrecked. So in reality, what a lot of people don't also tell you is that you need to get into like freaking 100 to like 50 plus projects, get wrecked in every one of them, to then eventually find the one that's going to make up for all your losses. But as Moon Joker says, it's not for everybody, bro. It's a freaking mental game, and if you're okay literally losing like 90% of the time, meme tokens are for you. But you need to be on the freaking wave early, as soon as they launch, and you have to take on the risk of you getting rug pulled, it being exploited, it being a scam. And for me, I was like, dude, I'm so done with this shit. Like, I'm tired of like literally throwing in my money and literally having it go down 90% all the time. And that's why I kind of stopped trading the meme tokens right now. I'm like, until the market starts picking up, where I'm feeling comfortable and confident that there's a new meta, then I'm willing to throw in money. And right now we have the meta of Grok, and now we're seeing Grok 2.0 pumping. So this could be worth some sort of calculated risk, but this thing could go ahead and dump back down to around the 7.6. And I also think Grok's going to do the same thing. It's going to be probably a liquidity grab where it's going to pump it. People are going to get excited. It's going to go ahead and dump 50%, maybe 40%. And then people are going to, if the smart ones, are going to go ahead and buy the dip and try to go ahead and have this push back to the upside. So honestly, dude, it's a fucking mental game, and what most traders and most people won't tell you, they'll show you how much freaking money they'll make. They'll tell you they made $1 million, you know, $80,000 into $100, but what they won't fucking tell you is how many L's they took and how much money they actually lost before they got to that winner. And that's the reality of trading to begin with, and that's the risk you have to be willing to take when it comes to a lot of these projects. Glenn says, some AI token jumbo, but it's proof of work and decently profitable for mining. Okay, it's some AI token. Interesting. I'm gonna have to look into that. What is it called? Xena. I apologize. I'm getting like literally my phone blown up right now by a friend of mine. It's probably calling me because of Grok. I just told him to hop on my stream. Why we're talking about Grok, bro? All right, so let's go ahead and read the comments real quick. So I'm gonna look into Xena right now. It's quite interesting with Xena, what's going on. Moon Joker says the 70K wallet is impressive. It would probably be 7 million or 70 million in a bull market. Yeah, 100%, bro. I think once you start approaching like, you know, $80,000, $50,000, $40,000, I think it's so much easier for you to make money. I don't know. That's just my opinion. As I mentioned, I think as soon as you hit your first $1,000, and this is the reason why every time people are like, hey, John, how much should I go ahead and start? I always say, start off with what you're willing to lose, but ideally, if you want to make money in this market, you need at least $1,000. Like if you don't have $1,000 to your name, which I know it's a different situation for a lot of people. I've been there, done that. I would focus on like, how can I go ahead and get $1,000? You know, go ahead and sell something, go ahead and make some money. Like for example, like today, like I was on StockX and I had this Bape hoodie, and I was like, shit, dude, I haven't been on my. I was like, dude, I wonder if I've gotten any offers on my hoodie. And I looked, and I got an offer for $600 and something. So literally, like, I just came up on money just randomly. You know what I mean? So like, I literally just now, like, I'm about to get paid out in the next coming days, like about $600 for selling a $600 hoodie, bro. That I literally had in my closet chilling, that I literally bought, I've never worn. But dude, like, as soon as you hit $1,000 is the easiest way to make money. So try to figure out a way to make money. Like literally, I was like, dude, how the heck am I gonna make some money right now until I go ahead and get paid? I'm telling you, I'm like freaking good at making money, bro. Like I'll figure out a solution. Like if I'm like broke as a joke, like I am right now because I over leveraged myself, which I wish, you know, moving forward, I suggest all of you throw a couple, you know, $1,000, you know, to the side just in case any of this shit ever happens. Because if I had some money to the side, at least 5-10 grand, and I would have lost all my money, I would have been able to buy all these dips and I would have recovered my position even more. But what I'm losing right now is not even the money, it's really the time. You know what I mean? Like all those pumps that I could have been making money on, I've already missed out on that opportunity. So it's not really about the money at this point, it's about the time. It's like, dude, if let's say for example next week, which I really doubt, you know, there's no more pumps, and I kind of I've lost more money not having money because I missed out on all the pumps. And that's why moving forward, like as soon as I start making, you know, as soon as I turn my 1K into like 10-20 G's, I'm gonna go ahead and have like $1,000 or $3,000 on the side. And then once I break like 20,000 and above, I'm gonna be having like 5-10 grand on a cold wallet sitting USDT ready just in case I lose all my money or whatever the case is, and I'm able to buy these dips. Because right now I'm telling you, this is a trader's market. This is a trader's market. You want to be in, out, and that's it. Glenn says, I know what you were trying to do though. You took the super high risk play to get 10K, and then you wanted to take the super high risk play to get 100K, and then you maybe be conservative. 100%, bro. You can see the coins that are trending up on crypto bubbles, and they're all weird tokens this week. 100%, dude. Yeah, dude. I mean, the trade that I took on Grok, which, you know, as I mentioned, if I would have had a stop loss and I would have waited and would have actually taken that break from trading as I told everybody I was, that was a $59,000 position. So if my trade, which literally all I had to do was have Grok hit 0.14, which we're at 0.12 right now, literally all I needed to do was a 30 to 50% pump, and I would have made $59,000. So I told myself, you know what, I'm willing to take that risk $20,000 to make $59,000. That would have put my account at like $70,000 plus, which my goal for the year is, for at least this end of this year, right, $80,000 portfolio. Because at that point, you know, once you have that kind of money, it's so much freaking easier for you to make money. But it takes money to make money. You know what I mean? So like that would have put me at a whole different freaking level. But honestly, I mean, it is what it is. I learned a lot during that week that I lost that money, and definitely a lot of new things that I learned moving forward, and mistakes that I learned that I definitely, you know, cross my fingers I don't commit again. But yeah, I got overly greedy, bro. There's not much to say. I should have, you know, had a stop loss if my area got rejected. I had a time to go ahead and break even, and I was being delusional, you know what I mean? I knew there was going to be a possibility of some rejection going, but because of the Grok token narrative, I was like, nah, this thing's going to break through resistance, and it did quite the opposite, right? Whales wanted Grok at a cheaper price, and we're seeing the price action go and do that right now. Glenn says, Moon Joker, do you do trading? Tillery Mills, how's it going, Tillery? Hope you're having a good one, bro. Pepe 2.0 pumping. Pepe 2.0 right now actually dumped. So right now it's in a consolidation period. I think it might start pumping by next week. So I'm actually looking to enter a trade right now on Pepe 2.0. Hopefully by this week or next week. As I mentioned, I'm just literally waiting to get paid. I literally risk all my fucking money. And that's what you don't want to do. You never want to freaking do that. And right now I'm just like, dude, I'm like literally counting the days until I get paid, just so I could freaking go ahead and get back into the market and trade, because I'm losing so much money right now not trading. Moon Joker says he does part-time trading. Tillery says, what's the word? What's pumping? Dejan's in here getting it. What's pumping right now? It's Grok 2.0. I think that's going to be the next play. I would wait for some sort of retracement, or I would just go ahead and just FOMO in, throw in $100, wait for it to retrace, and then throw in a little bit more money. But I think the Grok narrative is going to continue to play out. Tillery says, Dejan's in here getting it. 100%, bro. Glenn says, SEI chart for me to giant cup and handle on the daily. Let's go ahead and look at that. Let's look at Neural XNA. This was a little bit of alpha from Glenn. So we've already gotten 2 alphas so far. So if all of you are enjoying this live stream today, smash that like button for me. The first alpha we got was actually Grok 2.0. We mentioned that this is literally copying Grok, and I did mention that Grok could be having some sort of dump coming in soon down to the 0.9. So could be a buying opportunity as well. We did say W pattern was forming, double bottom on Grok, with some sort of possibility of a cup and handle pattern, right? And for that reason, if you are into Grok, or looking to go ahead and enter Grok because you missed out on Grok 2.0 could probably be the play, because measuring this from what we were looking at, we were seeing that this could potentially be some sort of a little bit over a 10x pump on this. I mean, measuring it from here, I don't know why it gives me a freaking 400%, but on the 4 hourly it gave me a bigger pump. Let's see right here. Look at that. Yeah, it says right here it's a 13% pump, or 1300%, which is about a 13x, and it's about to go ahead and break through resistance in a little bit. So I don't know. I think Grok might dump like 30 to 40%. As soon as it hits 0.14, that's a very critical area of resistance, and that's super healthy. I mean, Grok has been pumping like fucking crazy, dude. So you also have to go ahead and keep that in mind. We can't pump forever, but what I do think is going to happen, and this is just solely my opinion, I could be completely wrong, because it doesn't have to follow support and resistance or any of that shit. Really, it could just pump forever. But I think what's going to happen is going to go ahead and find resistance at around the 0.15 to 0.16, retrace back down, potentially down to the 9 or even around the 11 or 12 zone right here. So we could either go ahead and retrace between these 2 zones right here, pump, get rejected, and then take this thing off. And then it's going to surpass and break through like freaking nothing. Or it could just move forever. But this is the reason why you always want to enter trades right here. You want to enter trades right here, and never want to be chasing the pump, unless you're okay, possibly getting wrecked, because realistically you don't know. Maybe this thing does break through all that resistance and just flies through the moon, and that's what nobody really knows, Grok, I would say Grok 2.0, bro. I think this is a higher risk with a higher reward, but even this alone on Grok, this thing could definitely go ahead and make you a decent amount of money. But I'm gonna send you Grok 2.0, and I'm gonna send you both. And if any of you want to go ahead and give me a follow on Twitter, go ahead and feel free to reach out to me at ALTCOIN John on Twitter. I'm gonna go ahead and send this to Tillery. I'm gonna send you the link, bro. Hey, my bad, dude. I'm not sure if you DM'd me like recently. I've never saw that message, so I'll read into that. But oh, my freaking neck, dude. What the heck just happened? All right, I just sent you both links. Tillery says, "Oh, sounds like I need to back off." I just sent you the link, bro. But let's go ahead and what was I gonna do? I was looking at something. Oh yeah. We were looking at XNA, which Glenn gave us the alpha, and then we're gonna go ahead and look at SEI chart. So what is XNA? Let's go ahead and read this. They are actually a MEXC spot, which is actually a good sign. I think this is exactly what we were waiting for. So shout out to Glenn on that alpha. Let's go ahead and see what it does real quick. I'm not sure if you got the link, Tillery. Let me know. I'm not sure if I blocked you or some shit by accident. I don't know. Connecting the real world with blockchain, Neural aims to be a platform to enable harnessing power of AI algorithms for efficient data analytics, predictive modeling, decision making, and connectivity to IoT devices using blockchain assets. So it uses blockchain, AI, IoT, and global. Neural was born with a clear objective of bringing together real world through IoT equipment, which, for people that don't know what IoT, it stands for Internet of Things. You know, like cameras, like that's like your Alexa, that's like your, you know, your thermal, you know, where you can control your air conditioner. So anything that could be connected through like your phone or through Wi-Fi, they're able to, you know, connect to or watch through. That's what IoT stands for, or that's what pretty much IoT is. To these important parts must be to add the ability to use AI to solve identity, the needs that we want to export through our algorithms. And that would, as I mentioned, that'd be like cameras. Robust, proven code. I feel like I've already saw this. No, am I tripping? Could have sworn I already looked into XNA. I don't know. Maybe I'm having a deja vu right now. Glenn says this is a pump of mentals coin. So is this like legit, or is this like just like it's just hype because of the AI? Because it looks a little interesting, to say the least. Like this shit just looks interesting, bro. And the team's not like fully like, we didn't know shit about the team, but it doesn't really matter, to be honest. It tells you right here, comparison with the two large blockchains with scale perfectly with IoT and the asset used, you know, Bitcoin, the 10-minute block, 1 minute, and the 12-second block. Oh, okay, so I did look into XNA before. Dude, no wonder. I was like, dude, I don't know why I'm having a deja vu, but I feel like I already looked into this. Or, you know, maybe I'm tripping. No, but I remember looking into this as well. Like, I was like literally looking to trade this, and I realized that I couldn't because I needed to get into a crazy ass exchange. I apologize. I'm freaking tired. Even though I took a nap, like, I'm freaking tired. I guess it's more time for some more W. Yeah, I'm excited for this sort of bull run because that means I'm not going to sleep, and that gets me excited. Honestly, this gets me excited. Like I could literally be streaming like freaking 24 hours and I wouldn't get tired of this shit. That's why I'm excited to be streaming twice a day now. Spend more time with all of you. Yeah, so XNA is definitely one I'm going to go ahead and have on my watch list. The fact that they're on MEXC now, and currently right now they have over almost $6 million in volume, literally 59% increase. And their first being on Trade.org, which I don't know what the F that is. Safe Trade. It looks like they're probably not there anymore. CoinX, and then MEXC. So this is definitely a project that I'm going to be throwing in a couple dollars into, because I'm assuming it's probably going to do some freaking crazy, like, I mean, look at this thing pump, bro. Yeah, this thing's probably going to hit like 10 cents or something. Gala Moonboy, how's it going, Gala Moonboy? Yo, yo, yo. Glenn says, I did get it on XX. There was an arbitrage earlier today. It was 048 on XEG and on MEXC. How do you get on XEG, bro? Like, what the heck is XEG? See, this is the thing, dude. Like, I've been in crypto space for a couple years, but you learn new shit every freaking day. Every day. And usually when you get into these kind of sketchy looking exchanges, which are not that sketchy, just that they're not recognized, is usually where you make a lot of money. So imagine if this token really is supposed to be doing things and it starts getting listed on the bigger exchanges, this thing's gonna freaking pump. I never heard of XEG, bro. I have to look into XEG. Nice. Okay. I like that. Super sketchy looking exchange. But yeah, this is probably the exchanges where you can freaking get like Monero with no fucking KYC, bro. Which I'm not advising anybody to do, by the way. Not financial advice. But dude, this is freaking sick. This looks freaking sick, bro. You could get literally all the freaking tokens before they get listed onto these big exchanges. Because I know getting KASTA at the time was very like complicated. I think you had to go into these crazy ass sketchy exchanges too to get like these like newer projects, and now this is gonna be some alpha. I really appreciate you, Glenn. Thank you very much. I'm gonna go ahead and start looking into how to like use this platform. Most sketchy looking fucking platform, but no KYC, can't complain. And this is where you're gonna be getting like most of the projects before they get listed onto like the MEXCs. I think it's worth the risk, in my opinion. Glenn says I moved it to MEXC as soon as I could though. That's nice, bro. What's your strategy behind this? Like, how do you know what to look for? You have to go ahead and put us on. You have to put us on game, man. Gala Moonboy says, so Pepe 2.0 looks good. Looks pretty good in my opinion. What are your thoughts? I think Pepe 2.0 looks pretty good too. We actually just talked about Pepe 2.0. We were talking about how it got really super manipulated these last couple hours. It actually did dump a little bit over 30 to 40%, and probably like 35%. For this liquidity grab down right here to the 339 area. I think we're gonna have Pepe 2.0 consolidate, kind of like what we did right here. I was mentioning to chat how we had like probably like around 7 days right here consolidation period before the breakout, and then we had another consolidation period right here of about roughly anywhere between 9 to 13 days depending on where you start measuring it. You start measuring it from where it started dumping, that's about almost 13 days of consolidation before I had that massive breakout to the upside. And currently right now we're at a consolidation period of about almost 5 days, today being the 5th day. So I think we're probably going to be around this area here for probably another couple days, maybe for another probably for another 4 or 5 days before we have another breakout to the upside. Obviously this is not financial advice, this is solely my opinion, but just be very careful right now, because you know whales are definitely looking to go ahead and liquidate people before the next breakout. This is giving us signs that there's going to be a breakout to the upside, and the reason why I know that is because of this liquidity grab right here. This wick is telling me that whales purposely liquidated a lot of people, stopped them out of their positions to go ahead and get a cheaper price before they have another pump to the upside. So I think this next pump for Pepe 2.0 is going to be like literally a freaking 200 to 300% pump, and even if we do get lucky, we might go ahead and see straight 300% pump. So I did mention my portfolio solely like I got fully liquidated, so in the next coming days I should be getting paid soon, and I should be throwing in about $1,000. I'm going to be throwing in maybe $1,500. We'll see how much I throw in, but maybe anywhere between $1,000 to $1,500. And if I could go ahead and turn that into a couple grand trading Pepe 2.0 with a breakout of 200 to 300%, we'll be back in no time, you know, back to our $20,000 portfolio. And I think it's very possible right now with, you know, Bitcoin possibly approaching $40,000 within the next week and a half. DXY is looking pretty good, but there does look like it might be reversing, so we have to be very careful. But I also do believe that the stock market is going to continue to go up before we do have the year end. So I do believe we are entering some sort of altcoin season 2. So we do need Bitcoin to hit $40,000, and as soon as we see Bitcoin hit $40,000, this freaking market is gonna go berserk, bro. Freaking berserk. So let's look at what Glenn was saying. What was the token that Glenn was saying? SEI. SEI. You look at SEI. Damn, dude. This freaking breakout. Oh yeah, for sure looks like some sort of cup and handle pattern forming. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do some TA on SEI. And before I do that though, I'm gonna read some comments. So give me 1 second. Let me just get my setup real quick. Is the music already over? Oh no, it's not. Okay, so let's go ahead and read some comments before I do some TA real quick. Glenn says Pepe 2.0 did pull up from that small dip nicely and went back to support levels. Yeah, dude, 100%. It's because that was a liquidity grab, man. That's giving us signs that, you know, institutions or even Wells are buying Pepe 2.0 right now before the next pump to the upside. Doesn't mean it's always the case, but it's actually quite freaking funny, bro, because I was looking at a YouTube video today, I think it was, or maybe a short. I was looking at something like that, and it was talking about breakout patterns. And it was indicating like how you could go ahead and tell when institutions are getting ready to go in, or when big players are getting ready to go in. And they always mention how it usually follows through with some sort of consolidation period and then quickly dumps, you know, getting people liquidated and getting them stopped out, and then has the freaking token pump. And it's actually kind of funny because we actually saw that with Pepe 2.0, and I mentioned if we were to hit those areas around the 3.9, there was a possibility Wells would push the price action down, get people liquidated, stopped out, and then buy the dip. And if they buy the dip and that thing pumps right away, that's going to be a really bullish sign. And right now it's actually quite funny. It just so happened that, like, I think it was a video. I don't even remember. I wish I remembered, but I was watching something, dude, and it was talking about this breakout patterns of, you know, when institutions are looking to go in, and it tells you about how they have these crazy liquidation grabs and these wicks that they stop you out. And it's actually quite funny because now I'm seeing a perfect second example, and you see how with even SEI you're seeing it consolidating to the upside, and then out of nowhere you just see this shit freaking dump down literally a little bit below support, and it has a quick little liquidity grab to where you see this massive pump to the upside. So this definitely tells you that that video that I was watching, there's some truth behind it, that when you start seeing those massive liquidity grabs like that, that's giving you an indicator that this thing's gonna freaking pump. And even if you measure it, let's see how much it actually dumped from here down. It did a 19% dump, and that's almost a similar thing that happened with Pepe 2.0. With Pepe 2.0, we saw like a 30% dump, 25 to probably a little bit over 30% dump, and then it literally, like, imagine being in this trade right here. And this is the reason why I don't use stop losses. And I'm not saying you should do this because this is super, super risky. But like a lot of these whales, they know that I'm sure they have some sort of software that they know where the fuck your stop loss is. And it's probably like the market makers. They know where that shit's at. And they purposely liquidate you and stop you. And look at this. Imagine being on this trade on SEI, waiting for that breakout to the upside just for you to get stopped down and liquidated, and then see a freaking pump from this bottom to this top of over 140%. You can't make this shit up. This is freaking crazy. So looking at SEI, I don't know what this thing is, but it does look like a massive cup and handle pattern forming, as Glenn says. Typically, you never want to go ahead and chase these kind of breakouts to the upside. What you want to go ahead and do, because we are entering close to this area of resistance, which if we actually go ahead and look at the price action right here on the area of resistance, we could just go ahead and say roughly, you know, the area of resistance is at 0.28. You have a higher risk right here of getting wrecked, because you're more than likely this thing's going to go ahead and touch resistance, get rejected because of the fact that we pumped from here to here a little bit over 100 and something percent. So in order for SEI token to continue to pump, we need to go ahead and see some sort of healthy retracement. Doesn't mean it can't break through resistance, but as you're seeing with the RSI, it is currently overbought. And even right here around this zone right here, when the RSI did touch that area of resistance, you did see that movement to the downside before that breakout to the upside. So these are some indicators you need to be on the lookout for. And I do think that SEI is going to have some sort of some sort of dump coming in, and that's when you want to go ahead and get into. You never want to be chasing these trades right here, because this is where most people enter and then they end up getting wrecked. You want to be entering as soon as that thing dumps. As soon as this thing dumps, because it will dump, trust me, it will go ahead and hit some sort of resistance. Maybe this is the resistance. You're already seeing it get rejected. If we could go ahead and come back down to even, you know, maybe around 0.20, I would say a strong area of support, in my opinion, is around the zone right here, which would be at the 0.17. I think this would be the most freaking healthiest freaking cup and handle pattern that was forming. Finds the support, and then it's onto the races, hitting, you know, its new all-time high, which could potentially be around 45 cents. And if you measure it from here to that bottom to the top, that's about 150% trade. So even right now, this could be a potential, you know, shorting opportunity if you're looking to do that. As I mentioned, it's super risky even at zones like this, because realistically this thing could continue to pump even through resistance, and that's kind of the thing that many people don't know. Like, even because we're getting signs of, you know, some sort of resistance coming in, we're seeing some, you know, the RSI getting overly bought, it doesn't mean it can't have the momentum where this thing could go ahead and shoot it to the upside. But looking at the daily, yeah, it looks like some sort of cup and handle pattern is forming. Looking at the 4 hourly, we're also seeing that we are at a very critical area of resistance, and this thing could go ahead and dump back down to that zone that I told you about, 17 cents. So I think if we could go ahead and capture some sort of trade from 17 cents all the way up to the upside of, you know, 100%, that's a really nice trade setup, and it looks like a lot of these setups will be coming very, very soon. So it's looking pretty nice. Glenn says, I'm looking to get into a tour long. I'm thinking it goes close to where it was in price. We're going to look into a tour right now. Tillery says, check out Ernie bot. All right, for sure. So let's look at a tour. Same shit. Damn, dude. Glenn's coming in with the alpha. A lot of you are coming out with a lot of alpha. I really appreciate that. This is the reason why I like when a lot of you participate when we go live, because not only can we go ahead and look at the positions that you're looking at, and you can get the second opinion of what I'm looking at as well, just for that second confirmation. Not that my opinion really matters, but it also gives us some alpha to those that are currently watching the stream to go ahead and answer the positions that we're looking at as well, which, you know, helps all of us. We all make money together, I'm telling you, and I like that. So also with ATOR, it does look like some sort of cup and handle pattern is also forming. As I mentioned, it doesn't mean it has to happen, but if it is continuing to form, you could go ahead and expect this thing to find support around 0.778. In my opinion, I think this is a very strong area of support. Doesn't mean it has to dump down over here. Maybe this is the area of support where it's at right now before the next breakout. But I do think that ideally I would like to go ahead and see it break down, possibly down to the 82 cents or even the 78 cents. And measuring it from here to that bottom, that'd be about a 17% dump, which is not too much, but when you're leverage trading, it is quite a bit. But looking at the hourly, you're seeing some sort of reversal pattern right now happening. It looks like this is the bottom right here. It looks like this already found a support, and it could be reversing, testing $1.18, which is a strong area of resistance. And then as soon as it breaks through that, you're going to be seeing this token go up to $1.50. So even if you go ahead and enter a trade from here to this bottom of that top, you're talking about a 72% pump. And we've actually been talking about a lot of these altcoins doing these sort of run-ups, anywhere between 50 to 100% pumps, which I know to a lot of you are going to be like, John, that's not freaking insane. 150% pumps are not crazy to me. But if you're using leverage, 50 to 100% pumps are freaking insane. So it looks like a lot of these altcoins are getting ready to break out this coming up week. So I'm really, really excited to go ahead and get some money in my pockets to go ahead and start trading again, because I do think that there's going to be a lot of freaking money to be made this week as well. So really, really excited for that. Let me go ahead and approve the address that Tillery just posted. Awesome. I should probably make you a mod, Tillery, to be honest. I'll probably make you a mod if you're down. Let me know if you're down to be mod for live stream. I know you're kind of packed with what you got going on, but if you're down to be mod, that'd be cool. Or you, Glenn, too. Let me know if any of you would like to go ahead and be mod of the live stream. Like, I don't want to force anybody. But like anybody that wants to help out and like be mod, obviously the benefits are that you get to double check the links and you're able to post, you know, you have the power to post the kind of links you want without, you know, getting it approved by me. But if that's something any of you in chat would be interested in, definitely go ahead and comment down below, because definitely would need some mods, especially when we start seeing some breakouts to the upside during this sort of bull run coming in. Damn, dude, freaking 30,000% pumps. It's freaking insane. It's like a 300x. It's freaking insane. I don't know what this thing does, honestly. 687,000 market cap, 79,000 of liquidity. I mean, the biggest red flag to me personally would be the liquidity. Tillery says, yes, make me a mod, bro. All right, for sure, bro. I appreciate you. The kind of the problem with this is that liquidity is very, very low. That's usually a red flag to me when you see a higher market cap compared to the liquidity. And right now we're at 430 holders, which is not too bad. $825,000 of volume. And I do want to say I apologize for my energy. I'm like freaking getting tired, bro. like I'm probably gonna be heading over to bed very, very soon. I'm drinking my freaking W, dude, and I even took a nap. I even told myself, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take a nap before I go back on live, because I don't want to be low on energy, and I'm feeling like my energy like freaking falling down. So I apologize for that. Let me go ahead and drink a little bit more W, because I don't want to be like freaking dead on the stream. All right. I think I'm feeling a little better now. I mean, market cap is freaking literally increasing. Like, you can't make any of this up. But as I mentioned, the fact that liquidity is kind of low, to me, it's a red flag. But who knows? I don't know. Who knows? Who really knows? But usually, what I've noticed is that when it's going like this, I did not delete anything, by the way. I don't know why these things are deleting, bro. My phone's tripping. Yeah, I apologize for that, bro. I didn't delete any of the messages. My phone, like, literally, like, water freaking spilled on my phone, and it literally said, like, messages were deleted by ALTCOIN John. I think they should be back up on live. Yeah, I don't know. It says I hid the messages, but that's cap. Okay, there you go. I don't know what happened, dude. I don't know what happened with my phone. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to tell any of you on this. Usually, as I mentioned, when you see crazy market caps like this with low liquidity, usually what happens is that they lure people into buying this token, and then they eventually pull the rug, because they're not going to be able to pull out any money with this kind of market cap. So right now what they're looking for is more liquidity to come in, and they want more people to jump into this in order to go ahead and pull the liquidity from everybody. So just be very, very careful. It doesn't mean you can't make money on projects like this. I've made money on scam projects like this that are completely literal scams. But the thing is that you just don't know when they're going to pull the rug. Maybe if you enter right now, maybe it's still ongoing for 2 to 3 days before they pull the rug, or maybe as soon as you join, they pull the rug. So you just have to be very, very careful. It's actually good that you actually mentioned this project, because you're seeing the liquidity, you're seeing the price actually go through the moon. I mean, it just hit 1 million market cap literally right now live, and you're going to see a lot of fucking people get wrecked right now too. This is a liquidity grab. I've been into a lot of projects like this, and what they do is that they pretty much they bait you into thinking this thing's gonna hit 20 million market cap and above, or maybe they might even prevent you from selling. So maybe you can't even sell your tokens with these projects, but you can still make money. I mean, even if you threw in $100 right here, and that's about a 10x right there, and then you pull out right there without any liquidity issues, which I doubt it, but I mean, liquidity is at $102,000, so it is going up. There's money to be made, trust me. But usually when you see shit like that start off with liquidity very low, it's a liquidity grab. But I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. I really doubt it, but as I mentioned, this is usually what I've seen this in a while, but it's not always the case. Sometimes, they do actually lock liquidity and it's a legit project. but these are like, you just saw the market cap go for 1.3 million, 79,000 of liquidity, and now you see liquidity at 100,000. So what they're trying to do right here is they're trying to go ahead and lure more people in for liquidity in order for the developers to cash out, because they can't cash out right now. If they have no liquidity, they can't cash out. So they need to go ahead and bring in more money into the project, make people put in liquidity or whatever they do to put liquidity. Maybe they have a percentage that's taxed on there. And you see how that liquidity just dumped from 96,000 to 100,000. Now it went to the market cap. So that's typically what you see with tokens like this. So we'll be in the lookout for that. Glenn says, have you looked at Hello Labs? I haven't. It's a long-term hold, not a trade. Let's go ahead and look into Hello Labs. Hello Labs. My shit's tripping. Is this it right here? Is this it right here, bro? Comment down below if this is it. I just sent you a text, bro. Johnny says, is Grog gonna pump or dump? Should I sell and lose like $60 and buy the dip, or is it gonna rocket? I literally just talked to Chad about this shit. I think it's gonna dump. Obviously not financial advice, but I think it's gonna dump. I think it's gonna dump down to at least like 0.8 to 0.9 and then have that pump back up and break through that area of resistance, because right now we're seeing that 4 hourly getting rejected, but it doesn't mean it's going to be the case. But I mean, we're already seeing the dump action going in, and in order for this to be healthy for Grok, we need Grok to go ahead and retrace, and you're talking about from the top of where it was at to this bottom, that's about a 33% dump. So not financial advice. I mean, you can't time the market, so literally what I just said could like just literally pump forever, but I really doubt it. We pumped way too much on Grok. If you measure it from this top to this bottom, it has pumped a little bit over 100%, and I do think that a dip's going to happen. It's going to dump back down to around 9 to 8, and then you could go ahead and buy back in. But I mean, that's a 30% dump. I'm not sure how much, how big your bag is, and the 20-30% dump could probably only be about $100 to $200, $300. I don't know. If it's between $100 to $200, honestly, I would just hold on to my position. But if you're losing more than like $500 and above, then yeah, I would, sell right here, take profits, or cut my losses, minimize my losses, and then wait for it to dump and probably buy in around this zone. But I do think Grok is going to dump. And I'm actually looking at, Moon Joker actually gave us some alpha on another project called Grok 2.0. Which actually follows Grok. This is more of a riskier fucking play, but this right here is the money maker, not financial advice. But this is going to be printing super. This is going to print a lot of money if it continues to follow the pattern of what Grok original is doing. See, the thing is with Grok 2.0, it has a lower market cap, lower liquidity, lower holder count. And I was telling chat how usually when you have a lot of these tokens pump like this, when you have the narratives already playing out, the 2.0 narratives usually do really good. And that's kind of the reason why we've been taking advantage of, the Pepe 2.0 narrative. And for all we know, maybe, the Grok 2.0 is the same developer from Pepe 2.0. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. The developer has started a lot of other 2.0 related projects. So it could be a probability that the developer from Pepe 2.0 is actually the same team for Grok 2.0. And it's literally following the same exact breakout, the same dump as original Grok is. Obviously, this is a higher risk, higher reward, but you know, this is the kind of project that you could turn in, you know, a couple $100s into a couple grand, as compared to Grok. This could make you a couple grand too, a couple $100 depending on your position, but it doesn't have the same potential as Grok 2.0. But Grok 2.0 has a higher risk. Yeah, we're probably going to go ahead and see another pump to the upside with Grok, though. Long term, I think Grok is a hold. Glenn says, yeah, it's that Hello Labs on CMC. They have a show coming out. Let's go ahead and see what Hello Labs is. Is this the show that where they have like BitBoy and freaking Crypto Wendio talking about like these projects? Is that what this is? Yeah, it is. I wanted to go to one of these, dude. This would be pretty cool. Apply now. Clearwell Season 2 application open now. Dude, imagine if I could go ahead and come on the show. That'd be pretty sick. I'm gonna try to register and see if I could come. I mean, they have all the freaking kind of like big influencers. They have Banter. They have Wendy. They have the ALTCOIN Daily brothers. I don't know who she is. I don't know who that is. I don't know who anybody else this is besides, you know, Wendy and ALTCOIN brothers, and that's about it. That's pretty cool. Let's see what they require for registration. Project name. Oh, so you need to have some sort of project. Oh yeah, Mario. I know this guy too. Oh, so this guy's a producer. That's pretty cool. Anthony Financial. Let's see. CNBC. That's pretty cool. Managing director at BigGet. Founder Crypto Media. Comedian. Web3 analyst. Co-founder. CBO hacked. Interesting. Yeah, I have heard about Hello Labs. I don't know, dude. This might be the next project. That'd be pretty cool though if I was like to be able to be in the show like that. But I would need a project, unless I'm like behind the scenes over here rating the projects. I know BitBoy was on this shit for a cool minute. I think he was on Hello Labs. It's pretty cool though. Maybe we all come together. And we all come together as a community to come out with a project, and then we go and pitch. That'd be pretty cool too. Who would be down for that? Like straight up. Honestly, it wouldn't be that hard to make either. Like if we have a solid team, have a developer, have everything, all we need is like probably 10 plus members, and we'll be able to run this shit. You know, we'll just go ahead and pitch the idea. That'd be pretty cool, you know. But yeah, Hello Labs, I have heard about them. Honestly, I don't even know what the heck they do. I'm assuming it's kind of like from what I understood, it's like kind of like a Shark Tank, but in crypto. I've never actually seen the show. I probably should go ahead and do it. And I'm sure there's probably a lot of big money behind it. I mean, you're actually seeing it right here. Universal Music Group, Sony. Which I also want to mention that not because you're seeing Sony, Universal, and all these big companies investing in it, it doesn't mean that it's gonna pump. Typically, when we see big companies like Universal or Sony Music with a lot of these other Web3 related projects, we typically always see the tokens dump a lot, and that's because you know, they dump it onto the market. So they buy in at cheaper prices, and then they dump it onto all of us. And they make you and I exit liquidity for a lot of their positions. But I mean, from June, from where it's at right now, it's a 600%, 666% pump, which is about a 6x. Pretty crazy. Thanks. I'm blushing. Never mind, it's dumping. LOL. I'd be down for that, bro. What the fuck? He was the one who told you this shit is the spot. What do you mean? Tillery, I just went ahead and accepted your request. Let's go ahead and copy this real quick. Copy. But I mean, the cool thing about this is that you're seeing Hello Labs right now. They are listed on MEXC, which, you know, obviously is one of my preferred platforms that I like to go ahead and trade on. It looks like they're probably only offering spot right now. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like they're only offering spot, but I mean, 600% pump. That's freaking insane. It's a 6x, not life changing, but you know, $1,000 into $6,000 into literally doing nothing but just having your money sit there. But I think this might have some hype behind it. As I mentioned, you could actually go ahead and buy this on MEXC. I prefer when it comes to a lot of these tokens, if you could buy them on exchanges. Not because I'm affiliated with them, it doesn't mean that like I'm going to go ahead and push you to buy them there. The only reason why I kind of like stepped away from buying a lot of these tokens on a decentralized platform is because, you know, gas fees and getting slippage are freaking ridiculous, dude. So you're like literally paying double to triple the price, and you're actually losing a lot more money when you're trading on a decentralized exchange most of the time. So, you know, if you are interested into checking out Hello Labs, which I already added to my watch list, I'm definitely going to go ahead and watch the show. As I mentioned, you know, it'd be pretty cool if we actually all come up together as a project, as a community, and then pitch an idea onto the show. Even if we don't make it, just to like, even if we don't have our project like be like the one they want to invest in, I think it'd be pretty cool if we could just go ahead and like showcase like what we did. You know what I mean? I think that'd be pretty cool as a community. But if you are looking to go ahead and buy Hello Labs, I would recommend, you know, using MEXC. We are currently giving all the way up to $20,000 in sign-up bonuses. No KYC, and literally takes less than 3 seconds to create an account. Currently right now we do have this event ending in about 1 day, but I'm not going to go ahead and like panic anybody and tell you can't take advantage of this $20,000 bonus. I'm sure MEXC is going to be, you know, more than happy enough to go ahead and do another event for us, but definitely excited to see what kind of other event they'll go ahead and have us do. But yeah, a lot of alpha is coming out. We're gonna go ahead and see where things go moving forward. Oh, about making a token, yeah. Glenn says we just need to make a butterfly token. Bro, you can't make that shit up. That was literally what we were just talking about. We were talking about like some sort of like, first is like the dot coins, then you have all these other shit coins, and then you have the butterfly coins, right? That's what we need. We need a butterfly coin. Tillery says Tongi Kawingwen. I mean, it's another one of those other projects that like, these are the super high risk, super reward. These are usually rug pulls, dude. These are usually scams and rug pulls, as I mentioned. I mean, contract is renounced, but just be very, very careful. Just be very, very careful into any of the projects that I'm talking about. I'm not endorsed. None of this is financial advice. There's a highly chance that any of the projects that we talked about, there's going to be an 80% chance you're going to lose money, and possibly, if you get lucky enough, a 20% chance that you actually make money out of anything that we're talking about. So just be very, very careful. But this looks like another token where it's more of a probably another scam. It doesn't mean you can't make money off of them though. You know how we were talking about Bernie? This thing pumped over 30,000%, which, if you don't know how much 30,000% is, that's over, I think, 300%. It's over 300x, I mean. So if you would have put in $100 into 300x, that would have been freaking, I think that's over 300,000 if I'm not mistaken, if I'm doing my math correctly, or 30 grand. Regardless, like I mentioned, when you come across that kind of money, when there's low liquidity like this, only $85,000 of liquidity with a total market cap of 700,000. The market cap was at $1 million. We'll probably see it shoot back up to $1 million right now. You won't be able to take out that money. So what's the point of you having $1 million if you can't take it out? And that's kind of the problem when you have liquidity like this, is that whenever you see the market cap being higher than liquidity, this is usually a red flag that they're trying to lure people into, you know, thinking that this thing's going to pump to 20 million market cap. Doesn't mean it can't, but what they're going to do is they're going to go ahead and run this liquidity up to as much as they can, and they're going to freaking pull the rug and take all the freaking money. And you're going to be stuck with a freaking token that is freaking useless and worthless. So just be very, very careful. Yeah, I remember, Johnny. Moon Joker says, I don't know how the dev did it, but this one time I was trying to sell $24,000 worth of meme coin and blacklisted my wallet. Like, come on, lesson learned. Check the contract properly. Yeah, 100%, bro. This is kind of the thing with a lot of these tokens, is that these developers could go ahead and lock the contract and prevent you from selling. So that's what I'm saying. Sometimes it's not sometimes, what they usually do is they launch these projects. They want to see if anybody catches on to it. If it does catch on, they go ahead and wait for people to buy in. I mean, you're seeing it right here. You see this massive pump. You see a dump, and then you're going to see another liquidity grab to the upside. So it doesn't mean you can't make money. Trust me. I've made money from scam tokens like this. You just don't know when they're going to go ahead and pull the rug on you, or if they're even going to allow you to sell. Because if the contract is not renounced, I mean, contract is renounced, but even then, if you don't know how to read the smart contract and you really don't look into the code, even with the contract being renounced, they could still go ahead and put a mechanism where they could go ahead and prevent everybody from selling. And then you get that sort of effect like Moon Joker, where he said he had over $20,000, got blacklisted, and wasn't able to sell a token. You're seeing a dump right now. So this is the reason why, you know, you don't get into shit like this. But if you do, this is where you go ahead and jump in. You get in at this bottom right here, swing it to the upside. That's over, you know, 3,000%, which is a 30x. You know, you put in, you know, let's say $100 into, it turns into 30x. You can make a couple grand off of that. I didn't look for the next project to repeat this thing, but this is a very, very risky strategy. I have a buddy of mine that does this, that gets into these projects before they launch. But as I mentioned, like, he also loses a shitload of fucking money. But when he finds that one project that is very successful, he makes all that money back. But to me personally, this is straight gambling, dude. For me, I don't like doing this straight gambling shit. Like, I would rather go on stake, throw my money on blackjack or roulette and bet on green or red, or black or red, whatever the case is, and then just throw my money and just watch it burn. Because this is literally what you would be doing when you're jumping into projects like the Quinwin and the Ernies, where you can make a lot of money, but I don't know, maybe you won't be able to sell. Moon Joker says, John, you should try Indian food. It's amazing. I freaking love Indian food, bro. Last time I went to one of my business associates, he ended up inviting me to this Indian cuisine. He was like part owner of the cuisine, and it was my first time trying. It was curry, tofu curry. It was the yellow one. I don't know which one that one is, but that was freaking amazing. With like the pita bread, freaking amazing. I like Indian food. Tillery says, you won't get rugged in Vegas Inu. I know that for a fact. I'm still up and holding since pre-sale. That's freaking wild, bro. Shout out to the team at Vegas Inu. You know, I did talk about this. I panic on this one, dude, to be honest. Where is it at? I gotta look for Vegas Inu. I gotta look for it. But I panicked. I paper hand on Vegas Inu at the time, and I ended up taking profits way too freaking early. And this is it right here. Vegas Inu. I panicked way too early on Vegas Inu, and I took profits, and I missed out on like a 20x plus. But that's how it is, man. That's how the game is. You know, you're gonna win some on some projects, you're gonna lose some. It's just whatever you feel comfortable with and confident with, and I think that's the most important thing, right? It's like, as long as you continue to feel confident about something, then you should just continue to buy. But I mean, this thing dumped from where it was at its all-time high. It retraced from, you know, literally I sold like literally the 30 minutes into the launch. I missed out on a 600%, which is a 6x. And then we saw it, you know, lose back down to about 73% retracement, which could be a buying opportunity for many of you. But as I mentioned, a lot of these positions, just enter at your own risk. I'm not endorsing any of these projects. I'm not affiliate with any of these projects, and if I was, I'll tell you straight up. Nor am I invested into any of these projects. Just be careful, because I know a lot of new people are going to be coming in. Tillery says, hey, you won't get rugged. Okay, he already said that. Moon Joker says, John, when can we expect that long and short trading tutorial video? Oh, that's a great question, bro. I was in vacation with Johnny 5479 for like 2-3 weeks. So I got, it was a last minute thing, man. I apologize for that. Like, I didn't expect that we were gonna do that. Like, I was kind of told last minute. I was like, fuck it, let's do it. But I promise you that, like, starting next week, I'm going to be working on a better schedule, to go ahead and start, delivering all this content and actually come through with the promises that I made. I've been kind of a little bit all over the place, just due to the fact that I had a lot of things that I had to work on that I wasn't expecting. I was trading, then we had some sort of bull run coming in, and you know what I mean, my schedule's been all over the place, and I take vacation out of nowhere. I apologize for all the inconvenience. And then I was working on my community, and then I had to work on courses. So, like, trust me, everything's being worked on the back end right now. I'm having scripts made for my DeFi course that should be coming in soon. No, it should be getting launched like probably early 2024. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And as far as a trading tutorial, I'll go ahead and work on it this week. I told a lot of you that I'm going to be back on the grind starting this coming up week. So starting Monday, I should be getting a better structure of what my schedule is going to be looking like, what I'm going to be uploading. I'm definitely going to go ahead and include streaming twice a day. I think that's the best way to go ahead and reach, more people, reach a wider audience besides the US. Right now, my biggest audience right now is the US, a little bit over 40%. Then it's followed by Germany, Amsterdam, and all of that, and then a little bit of Canada too. But ideally, if I could go ahead and reach more people, that's my goal. So my goal is to go ahead and stream twice a day. So if I could go ahead and keep up with this schedule where I'm streaming twice a day, it's going to be so much easier for me to stick to a routine. Luckily, I now know what kind of time zone I like to trade. I like to trade the Asian time zone with London session. So it actually kind of works out perfectly for me doing the live streams within this time, because of the fact that, we're able to look at the market with the pumps, and we're seeing the market pump right now during this time. Johnny says, my mom wants to know when you're taking her out to dinner, pimp. Whenever. Anytime. Just kidding. LOL. You coming to brunch this Sunday with my fam? I didn't know there's brunch, but yeah, I'm down, dude. I'm down. Sign me up for anything. I'm down. I'm with it. So that's pretty much it on my end with all these meme tokens. Be on the lookout for Grok 2.0. I think this is definitely going to be a play. Grok is definitely probably going to have some sort of retracement. We're already seeing it right now. So that could be buying the dip opportunity for Grok and Grok 2.0. And Pepe 2.0 is looking pretty good too right now. We're seeing some consolidation forming. And if we actually go to crypto bubbles, we're seeing some of these tokens take a dip. I mean, FTT is still pumping, which is freaking ridiculous. So overall right now, I think the market, I'm feeling very, very confident. I think Bitcoin at $40,000 will be coming very, very soon. I can't go ahead and tell you exactly when, because, I'm never good at those kind of predictions. I don't think I've ever have been, and I've never been the kind of person to tell you, Bitcoin's gonna pump by Monday at 10 p.m. because Saturn aligned with fucking Jupiter. I don't know. I don't know. But what I could tell you is that I do know that Bitcoin is going to break above $40,000. But I'm not telling you it's going to happen today or tomorrow. It's going to happen soon. I just don't know when. And I do think that it's going to be probably in the next week or week and a half. We could be seeing a breakout on Bitcoin of $40,000. Earlier today, we actually saw Bitcoin hit $38,000, 437, and we actually broke that resistance at the 37,421. So this is definitely giving us some signs that the market is feeling very, very confident. And then looking at the RSI right here, looking from where we were at this overbought territory, which is right here roughly at what you're looking at, we were at a very critical area of resistance, and we have broken that area of resistance, and currently right now holding that area of resistance. So right now literally everything is freaking aligning. Like I know I always make the joke with like the stars aligning to Jupiter, but like literally that's what we're having right now. Like the stars are literally aligning to Jupiter and Saturn, and it's giving us an indicator that this market is going to pump, because we just broke through that area of resistance right here. And as well with the RSI, we're seeing that the RSI is about to go ahead and cross. So as long as it does cross to the upside, I do think this thing's going to squeeze. And when we have the RSI like this, most people think that this is like very, very bearish, because it means that it's overly bought, which that is part of it. But with the RSI, what a lot of people don't understand is that it's showing us strength to the upside, and this is definitely giving us a sign that we are getting a lot of that momentum and strength that we need for Bitcoin to go ahead and push the upside. And a lot of you are going to be like, John, why do I care about Bitcoin? I don't even trade Bitcoin. I don't even want to know about Bitcoin. Well, the problem is that with Bitcoin moves the market. So we need to keep our eyes on how Bitcoin does, because depending on how Bitcoin does, if it continues to pump to the upside, we see $40,000 Bitcoin, that's going to influence a lot of the projects like Pepe 2.0, Grok, Vegas Inu, all these shit coins and a lot of these altcoins that we're talking about are going to be influenced by Bitcoin primarily. So we need Bitcoin to go ahead and be successful in order for all these altcoins to go ahead and follow as well, right? And we're seeing Ethereum also pumping as well. So that's giving us a good sign. I mean, Ethereum's still at a very strong area of resistance at around 2,142. But I do think that as soon as we do see that breakout, we're going to be seeing a lot of these meme tokens that are actually on, running on Ethereum are definitely going to go ahead and pump as well. So even with Ethereum, it's looking really, really bullish in my opinion. It looks like some sort of cup and handle pattern is getting ready to break out. As soon as we break above 2,142, we could go ahead and see Ethereum pump short term all the way up to $2,500. So if you actually go ahead and measure this from the top, that's about, or from that bottom, that's about a 19% pump, which doesn't sound insane, but when you're using leverage, it's pretty freaking crazy. So everything's looking pretty good. Ethereum's looking solid, Bitcoin's looking solid. We're having the DXY, which is the dollar strength index, which is an indicator of telling us how the dollar is doing, and we're seeing the dollar get rejected. And I always told a lot of you that we need the dollar to go ahead and crash. Just keep this in mind: the worse the economy does globally, the higher the stock market and crypto is going to go up. So realistically, we need to see a suppression of the dollar in order for these markets to continue to go up. As well, we are at a very critical area of a buying zone, which typically a lot of institutions and a lot of whales buy around this zone right here, and we're seeing this right here with this area of support. So if we do go ahead and lose the DXY falling down below 103.202, then we could go ahead and say safely we will be approaching the zones of the 101 on the dollar, and that'd be the most fucking bullish thing that could be happening, especially right now with $40,000 Bitcoin being around the corner, right? So everything's looking good. DXY is doing its thing. Bitcoin's doing its thing. Ethereum's doing its thing. We're getting a lot of hype into the market, despite the fact that we just saw Binance get hit recently a couple of days ago with those news, and a lot of whales bought the dip. So it's giving us that overall confidence in the market that we need in order for us to continue to go up. So I'm like super freaking bullish in this market, and right now, looking at the fear and greed chart, we do see that we are currently at a 73% greed. We don't want to be approaching these kind of zones. These are really, really risky territories. But when you're approaching these zones, these are the zones. It's giving us an indicator that this is the time that you also want to be taking profits on a lot of your positions. So if you're up a couple $100, a couple $1,000, take profits on your position. Don't hold on to them for too long, because you are going to see a lot of volatility in the market, and that's talking about 50 to 60% pumps and dumps, which could get you fucking wrecked, kind of like what happened with me, right? So you have to be very, very careful when we're seeing this kind of sentiment in the market. We were literally at like 66, and we literally pumped from 66 to 73, right? So we're seeing that last week we were at 69, one of my favorite numbers, and then we saw greed last month was at 71. So we are approaching that very, very risky territory, which means there's a lot of money to be made, but also a lot of money to be lost. So make sure to don't over leverage yourself, take profits on a lot of these pumps that you're seeing, and don't get greedy, Don't get greedy. All you can drink is mimosas. I'm down. Yes. Sign me up. Africa, can you iGate TA on Grok 2.0? Yeah, sure. Moon Joker says, what's your view on CZ stepping down on Binance? That's a good question, man. Moon Joker says the ETF and BlackRock and other stuff, there was a rumor that they could manipulate the price, something like that. All right, so my opinion with the whole entire Binance and CZ, you know, stepping down, I think it was part of the game. I mean, the U.S. is going after Binance for some bullshit that happened years ago. How they were promoting Binance as being like one of the best places to sell your, you know, your illegal activity funds, and that was, I'm assuming that was primarily like around, you know, the early 2000s. I don't know when Binance was founded. I'm thinking 2017 or something. And they were trying to push like a lot of the vendors from like the dark web to go ahead and transact on Binance, and that's kind of like the reason why the US is actually getting them for money laundering. They weren't actually using customer funds from what they say. It's really because of that ad that was there for a couple years ago, and they're targeting Binance, right? But I think really the reason why the US is doing that is because the US wants to have more control, and they're obviously seeing some sort of fear in the whole entire market. They're seeing that crypto is really here to stay. They have no option to control the market, and for that reason, that's the reason why they're coming after, you know, exchanges, companies, you know, public influencers or public personas that do have influence in this market, to go ahead and hit them with, you know, lawsuits or whatever the case is, because they want to go ahead and be a dominator and a factor in the market. The US is not a dominator in crypto right now. There's other countries that are actually adopted to cryptocurrencies already. And we have, for example, like BRICS, that is actually already in the process of creating their own blockchain or cryptocurrency to transact when it comes to, you know, doing all these trades. And the whole goal is to go ahead and stop using the dollar, right? A lot of these countries no longer want to, you know, be held by the dollar. They want nothing to do with the US. Many countries don't like the US because of the fact of what they do. They're always involved in, you know, shit that they shouldn't be involved in. And the Binance example is primarily one of them, you know, with FTX. You know, you saw Gary Gensler was pretty much endorsing FTX. It collapsed. They were moving monies around using people's funds, pretty much what the banks do. It collapsed. It took them a little bit over 2 years for them to like find a deal with, you know, Sam Bankman. And with Binance, who knows how long they've been investigated for. They've probably been investigated for years too. But it just so happened that with Binance, like they literally settled in like right away. You know, CZ paid about $155 million personally. This guy's a billionaire, so that's pocket change to him. And then Binance paid about $4 billion to the SEC. So it just tells you that the US is doing this as a cash grab, in my opinion, and to go ahead and scare people into the space. I think it was more of like a bribery, in my opinion. Because Binance was not located in the US, CZ is not a US citizen, so I don't know why they would even try to get him in US soil when he was not in the US. So it just tells you like how really manipulated all of this is. So I think CZ actually took one either for the team, or he was actually called out by his board members and told him, you know what, bro, like it's time for you to step out. You know, you made billions, walk off right now. That's going to keep our eyes out from, you know, what the SEC wants and the US markets want. You know, go ahead and do something else. So I think CZ actually played a pretty good game, man. I mean, he's a billionaire. It sucks. I know to him probably the money doesn't really matter. To him it's probably like growing his company, which I could definitely understand. But I think this was all a power move in order to go ahead and you know, kind of move CZ out of the market and kind of have, you know, the US no longer have the attention into Binance. I think it was more of a liquidity grab and a way to go ahead and scare people. And I do believe that with the ETF, it's probably like most, in my opinion, it's the most bearish thing we could get with the ETF. It's going to be bullish because people are going to be excited, but in my opinion, it just tells me that there's going to be more manipulation in the markets, because now we're going to have suits, which is Wall Street, being involved in blockchain, which the whole entire point of fucking crypto was in order for us to have our own thing and don't have institutions running and having manipulation over the market like they do with the stock market. So I feel like we're taking 20 steps forward and then 20 steps back, right? Like people are getting hyped up about this ETF. Oh, it's going to change your life. No, it's fucking not. That just means they're going to manipulate the price action more. It could be the buy the rumor, sell the news, where they're going to have the ETF being announced. The market's going to probably dump. The Wall Street's going to buy the dip, and then it's going to pump, and you and I are going to get wrecked. And I think that's what's going to happen with the whole entire ETF bullshit, and that's why I'm not bullish, because the whole entire reason why I got into crypto, the reason why I started trading crypto, was because I got wrecked, you know, trading the stock market because of the manipulation they did the exchanges with that whole entire AMC and GameStop. Like I lost a lot of money because, you know, a lot of these exchanges, these stock market exchanges, all the big banks, prevented people from buying AMC, causing the price action to go down. So that's the reason what made me actually move into crypto even more, was after that whole entire manipulation with GameStop and AMC, because I got in early on and they manipulated the price action because Wall Street didn't want to go ahead and pay out anybody on their options, and they purposely went ahead and pushed the price action down. They actually manipulated it, and they actually caused everybody to sell in order for them to not pay out anybody, because if Wall Street didn't do that, guess what? We would have already had a whole entire global collapse, because the banks and these exchanges didn't have the money that they say they did, and they freaking pretty much lost. And because they were losing money, they're like, you know what, we can't lose, let's go ahead and flip the cards real quick, we have to always be the winner. And they ended up wrecking you and I, and these institutions walked out like nothing ever happened. So it just tells you the manipulation and power that they really have. And that's what they're trying to bring into the space. And that's why I hate the ETFs. I don't believe in them. I don't want freaking Wall Street to be involved into any of this shit. I don't want any of this to happen, because the whole point of blockchain for me was the whole entire power of decentralization and having, no control of any of this. And realistically, even now, they have a lot of control into the crypto market, and you're seeing this with, the CC stepping out as CEO. You're seeing a lot of these exchanges going down, and it's all done with a purpose. What the US is going to do is they're going to purposely wreck a lot of these exchanges. They're going to wreck you and I, and then the US is going to come in, and a lot of these countries are going to be like, hey, you know what, this is the reason why we need regulation, and for that reason, we're going to have to go ahead and take over if you want protection. Because remember 2 years ago when you got wrecked and lost all your money, and that's how they're going to go ahead and get a lot of people. One thing that I remember that I heard from one of my associates of mine, I remember he told me, you can't have both things, right? You can't have, I think was it did he say freedom and privacy? I think it was something like that. He's like, you can't have both of those things. You have to choose one. It's either you either have safe. There you go. It's either safety, or I think it was either safety or, I can't remember, honestly. It was a pretty good one though. He's like, you can't have both of them. You have to choose either one of them, right? And that's kind of like where we're at right now. It's like you can't have the freedom. There you go. You can't have freedom and safety together. You have to choose either one of them. You either give up your freedom in order to have safety, or you give up your safety in order to have your freedom. Which one do you choose? You can't have both. And right now in crypto, they're pretty much pushing everybody. They're like, oh, you want to be decentralized? All right, get fucking wrecked. And then people start losing money. They start crying. All this thing happens. And now they're like, oh, we need to push for regulation. And then the government comes in and says, I told you guys. I told you, you guys should have never trusted this. Now you got to follow our rules. And now they're going to go ahead and implement these rules to make you think the illusion that it's a lot safer. But even with banks, like if you deposit some money in banks, most of these banks only cover you with all the way up to $200,000. So if you have $1 million in the bank, they're not going to go ahead and back you with the rest of the remaining, $800,000 plus. They're only going to go ahead and back you with the $200,000. So they're probably going to do something stupid like that, where they're like, okay, we'll protect you, but we can only protect you up to $100,000 or $50,000, and the rest, it's your fault, your problem. We're not going to deal with it. But you need to follow regulation and do all this bullshit because we say so. So you can't have both of them. You can't have freedom and safety. You got to choose either one of them. You can't have both. Having both would be like freaking a recipe for disaster. But I think that's the cool thing about it, I mean, that's the whole point of being a decentralized market, is being able to be in that riskier side. But then you have the opportunity that you get risked out, if that makes any sense, into what you're doing. So you either want safety or you want security. You choose freedom or safety. It's kind of crazy where you have to go ahead and choose between both, and that's kind of where we're at with crypto. I would rather choose a freedom, bro, because I think I don't want to be that kind of person, but I think it's survival of the fittest. And if you get wrecked in crypto and you didn't do your research and you got scammed or whatever the case is, you got hacked, that's on you, bro. That's on fucking you. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of this shit can be prevented, but I think that's the beauty about it. You know what I mean? That's what I like about it. It's kind of like, think about it. It's like your own life right now. I'm sure a lot of you have your own decision to do whatever the F you want to do, and it's up to you if you fuck up. You know what I mean? No one's going to get in trouble but yourself, depending on your actions. And I think that's kind of the cool thing about it. And it kind of sucks when you do go ahead and get wrecked on crypto or lose money or get scammed because there's nothing you can do about it. But I think that's the beauty of the risk. At least that's what I like. I don't know. Moon Joker says the whale grok are not allowing price to go down at this moment. Yeah, dude, I agree with you. With Grok 2.0, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream now because I'm getting really tired. But with Grok 2.0, as I mentioned, there could be a possibility of this going down. It looks like it's not going down. It looks like we might actually break through. But if you could go ahead and get Grok 2.0 below 99241, that'd be a pretty good buying entry. But we're even seeing right now with Grok possibly not even having a reversal, dude. Like it was like a fake out, and the dips are getting bought out, and this is kind of like what you can't guess. I don't know. Anyways, everything's looking good. As I mentioned, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll go ahead and catch all of you tomorrow on the next live stream. Make sure to go ahead and smash that like button. Share my videos if any of my content was very helpful. We're very close to actually getting fully monetized, and I wouldn't be able to do any of this without any of you. So I really do appreciate all of you. If you actually see right here, we are at 3,918 watch hours, and we need to actually go ahead and hit 4,000 hours to go ahead and get monetized on YouTube. So I'm really thankful and grateful for every one of you, always showing love and support. Smash that like button. It's completely free, doesn't cost you anything. As always, go ahead and support the channel by using my MEXC link down below. $20,000 in sign-up bonuses. No KYC, takes less than 3 seconds to create an account. I do have some other companies that I'm currently going to be working with as well, some VPN companies that I will go ahead and have some more information coming up this week, and I will be working on those courses. Don't think I forgot. I just been really all over this place, but moving forward, I should have a little bit more structure with everything that's going on. A lot of big collaborations with a lot of other influencers, so definitely go ahead and smash that like button. We are going to be one of the next fastest growing crypto channels. All right, so make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch all of you